This is E.Wilson from the JTC Exchange, and we are coming to you live right now from the first Sunday's Talent Showcase, where the featured artist is R&B singer Mr. J. Powell. This is in Arlington, Texas, at the Meridian Gardens. But also, I have the Queen standing right next to me, Miss Carole Jones-Lofton, who is the Texas Curvy Classic Queen of 2012, first ever. How are you doing today, Carole?
I am fantastic. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm so excited to learn more about you now. Just tell the people who don't know, what is the Curvy Texas Classic Queen all about?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We are all about promoting the plus-size woman because, as you know, God made us in all sizes and shapes. And if He wanted us all to be a size 2, He would have done that. But He said some of us will be a 2, some of us will be a size 22. And the size 22 can be just as beautiful as a size 2. The one beautiful thing about being Miss Curvy Classic is I have a platform in which I stand upon, and I'm able to reach out to the community all year long. My dad passed away in March of heart disease, so I chose the American Heart Association as my platform, and I go out in the community and I teach about stress. Heart disease is the #1 silent killer in America, and especially among the African American community. So I try to reach out and give back because I know that's what my dad would want his little princess to do.
I'm trying not to go into another subject. You're talking about your dad, and I know how it is and was to have a father who was active and engaged. And so without never meeting this man, I can already see the impact that he has had on. So I think you was the queen before you were the queen. I know the Curvy Texas Classic got you as queen, but what was the most, if you can point one out, the most profound thing that your dad did for you?
My dad, for me, taught me how to be individual. He taught me that I was the most beautiful thing in the world in God's eyes. And I'm so glad that God holds me. And with that, I've been able to move forward. It's been hard, but I've been able to move forward. He always taught me and my 2 younger brothers to look to the hills from which come our help. And so that's what I would like to give back, what my dad gave to me. Not everybody got that chance growing up having a dad, and so I think it's very important that we as a community, when we have that opportunity, to be able to give back. And so Miss Curvy Texas Classic, that has given me a platform in which to honor my dad and honor the heritage in which he left me, being his little princess.
Incredible. See, you didn't even know this, but one of the things we do is that we mentor teenage dads and in the high schools, and that's one of the things that we do. And we know that it's such a critical role that the father plays in not only the son's life, but we're teaching these guys also the daughter's life, because we teach them that you're the first boyfriend, you're the first husband, you're the first everything. So now, what do you say to the let me just go at this angle. As society, a lot of men feel like they're not needed. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it's all based on who they married or who they dated and their perception of them. For the guys who are really trying to make things happen, and they're saying that it doesn't matter, you're not needed in the child's life. What do you say to the men out there who really are trying to be active but kind of feel that their role is insignificant sometimes, because sometimes these men who are fathers haven't had fathers to give them that stamp of approval, just like your dad did for you? What do you say to them guys out there as far as not giving up?
What I would love to say to those gentlemen who feel like giving up, first of all, there's something about me that you don't know. I was a teenage mom, and as a teenage mom, I saw the impact that it had on her dad as a teenage father. he did not participate in her life. I don't, I'm not angry with him for that. I do understand. But what I would say to them is that they have a responsibility not only to that child, but to themselves, because as they grow older, that's something that they will have on their hearts forever. And being a part of the American Heart Association, looking at people, looking at heart disease being the #1 killer, stress, the stress of being a young father, a young parent is hard anyway. And society is designed, unfortunately, for our young men to fail. So we as a community have to lift them up where others may want to tear them down. Remind them that they're the head, not the tail. And so I applaud you for being with these young men and teaching them. You know, God's word says that we should train up our children, and that means our young men especially. What I say to them is to be encouraged, keeping on. You might take a step backward, but take 2 steps forward. It's not easy. Trust me, children do not come with instructions. Parenting is not easy, and I am proud to say that I am 47 years young, and my daughter is 32 years old, and she is wonderful. I wouldn't trade her for all the tea in China, but her dad has a lot of regrets. So that's one thing I don't want the young men that you're mentoring to have, is a life full of regret. So do what you can while you can.
So let's end it with this then, Ms. Carole. What do you say to the young guys who have the opportunity to take advantage of a program that is actually mentoring to them? Because truth be told, a lot of grown men never had mentors.
Right.
What do you say to them young guys as far as making sure that they take advantage of these resources so they can be the best fathers and best men that they can be?
Oh my goodness. I'm overwhelmed with emotion right now just thinking about it. The fact that these young men have an opportunity granted to them that young men didn't have back when I was growing up is amazing. It's wonderful. And I would say to these young men, grab hold to what you have, because tomorrow's not promised. And you don't want to live a life of regret. I can't stress that enough. My dad, Robert Carole Jones Sr., did not live a life of regret. And he mentored young men. And because of that, I'm standing here before you today. And, you know, I would love to someday come and speak to those young men and help bring more young men in. You know, sometimes our society tells them it's an embarrassment to get help. You know, you're not strong if you ask for help. But what they need to understand is they're not strong if they don't get the help. What makes them weak is not understanding. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And it sounds like your program has the knowledge that they need to have the power that they need to become strong young men.
Incredible, incredible. Well, is there any information out there how people can keep up with you and what you got going on, or your next appearance or anything?
Oh, absolutely. You can Facebook me at Carole Jones-Lofton, Carole with an E. My email address is Ms. Curvy Tx Classic at gmail.com. I have appearances everywhere. I'll make sure to give you my information. I look forward to working more with you. I'd love to meet these young men. And just remember, hug your heart. Hug your heart and hug your life. And thank you very much for having me on today.
Thank you. Well, you hear it right here at the First Sunday's Talent Showcase. This is a powerful interview with Ms. Carole Lofton, Curvy Texas Classic Queen 2012, and we look forward to seeing what the Lord is going to do with this relationship. And so we are excited. This is E. Wilson with the Queen. We out.